guys, Rob from Georgia here with you, aka VHS82 apostrophe, with yet another one. Our 31 Days of Horror continues on with day number 7. Another from the Masters of Horror. We're going to come back to this a little bit later on. But this director in the spotlight, of course, is none other than Don Coscarelli. And most infamously known probably for, of course, Phantasm, right? Which, man, if you were lucky enough to get that Arrow box set back when that first came out, whew, what a box set. Coscarelli, man. But this one does, I did have to yank out of my set. And unfortunately, this is only season 1, volume 1 of the Masters of Horror. But even in here, man, you've got John Carpenter, you've got Stuart Gordon, Mick Garris, Toby Hooper, and of course, Don Coscarelli and John McNaughton, actually. But in terms of just the actors, the quality of the work, and sure, you're like any series, man, you're going to hit things that not everyone you're going to love. But there are those like this one, Incident on and Off Mountain Road by Don Coscarelli. Dude, this is an amazing short, man. It's not really a short, it's 51 minutes, man, and it really does feel like a film compressed. Starring, well, first airs on October 28th. So there you go, Halloween month, right? Back in 05, 51-minute runtime. Don Coscarelli, of course, directing. Bree Turner is our main lead girl. Angus Scrimm is in this thing, man. And does he play an outstanding... This might be one of the best Angus Scrimm characters outside of Phantasm. He's awesome to watch. John DeSantis plays our main killer, Moonface. Can be back on the effects again, and the same cinematographer, Joffin, from Day 6, The Black Cat, Stuart Gordon century. And so we'll leap off into another Coscarelli film, probably one of the Phantasms, I think. I don't know if I want to do the original. That one gets talked to death. If anything, maybe 4 Oblivion. Love that. So I don't know, that's just a thought. But this is an interesting story, man. And if you notice the light change in the last couple of days, because I finally got off my lazy butt and changed out my light bulbs down here. It's horrible down here. I love it down here, but lighting is horrific to deal with. Anyways, you get this girl, man. It's one of those that sort of deals with these, you're in the moment, but you're in the flashback, back in the moment, in the flashback. And this girl's driving out on this road, seemingly out in the middle of nowhere. And she's, kind of starting to probably go a little bit here. And she nearly, does pretty much hit a car that's just left in the middle of the road. And as she comes to and realizes what has happened, she gets out, and of course, and she's kind of looking over the what's left of this mess on the road. And then she hears the screams coming from the woods, man. I'm telling you, there is so much to like about this one. She gets caught up in the idea that this girl somehow, we don't see how it happens, but somehow this deranged, mutated, I don't know what he is, man. He's some monster that lives in the woods. He is able to grab a car every once in a while coming down the old wilderness road and drag him back up to his shack, man, and then just torture him, and eventually kind of scarecrow-esque like, which just lends itself to some really creepy imagery when you're up at his shack, which happens to be right on the edge of a cliff where there's a waterfall and just a deep gully that leads, drops into a river down below. And so she gets caught into this mess where she wants to help this girl, but she's being chased herself. And as she's being chased through the woods, you start having flashbacks to the guy that she has met in her past and falls in love with, a survivalist who teaches her everything that she needs to know about protecting herself and making it out in the wilderness, or just making it if attacked or whatever. And so as you're seeing the flashbacks and you're coming back, you're thinking this is the perfect marriage, man. And then slowly but surely as you move forward it becomes not all what it seems in the beginning. But even as she's setting up trap after trap and really doing a number on our antagonist here, Moonface, you kind of get this, I don't know, you kind of get this thought like, really? I mean, is she really this good? And then there's something that happens. I don't think I'm going to reveal it. Something happens. There's a reveal of sorts at the end that not only is it's somewhat of a shocking moment, but it goes in. Those of you who've seen it and you know what I'm talking about, what intrigues me more is not so much the shocking moment, but it's the, oh, that's, you add that idea to all this survivalist training that she has done. And it all starts to make a little bit of sense why she's able to do what she is able to do. And she always seems to be someone emotionally in charge of herself for the most part. It all just makes sense. And her final fight with this guy at the end is man, it's great, man. And what she does is just, it made me seem like maybe, I don't know, like, could this really go down? But it does, and it did. And it is amazing. Coscarelli's entry into this Masters of Horror is on the K&B effects, man. Unlike the Black Cat, where you're just limited in what you do, and so what you know, the thing that you do and can do, you show brilliantly. But here, man, there is a lot of playground to have fun on, man. Especially his shack and all this sort of scarecrow, like people that have been tortured and put, mostly women, and put up for display or whatever. You never really get into the mind of this guy. You just really, this is her story more than anything. But Angus Scrimm, man, helps drive a lot of it. And he's this old whacked out dude. You never really know who he is or why he is. But, you know, he's like chained up in there. And so he is sort of like there. I don't know what his purpose is. They never really explain it. And I'm pretty sure, I haven't checked, but I'm pretty sure there's a commentary on this as well. I really need to just sit down and listen, because I need some answers to a few things. But Angus Scrimm is awesome. Deep into October, man, Masters of Horror. Look, you could do worse, man. Look at the filmographies or the art of the directors, and just pick and choose, man. I remember, it's been so long since I've seen it, but I remember The Damned Thing by Tobe Hooper was outstanding. And I can't remember if I think I said it yesterday. I really wish Mick Garris, now that the streaming platforming is so much different today than it was even from 05 to 07. This, I think, premiered on Showtime. Boy, I would love to see this revived and be given some. There's so many directors out there, so many that you could tap into. Get Lamberto Bava, man, Michele Sobe. I mean, there's people out there. Get Gina De Rossi out of retirement again. You know, Aja did with Attention. There's too many. There's the field. It could be beautiful. It could actually really be beautiful. So here in day number 7, man, some Don Coscarelli, an absolutely brilliant display of just a lot of things, man, and a really, really, really good reveal, sort of twist, whatever, that helps to really drive this story along. So check it out, man, here at these 31 days of horror, as we now look forward to day number 8. As always, we end these things off with Go Bills.